the most single unused refrigerator on the planet Earth. There you go. Let's go on a quick tour of my kitchen so you can see how simple, how easy this carnivore lifestyle can be. I've got a Cuisinart and a Cosori air fryer, and there's the sous vide in the middle. Got a thermometer, infrared, which is great for telling the temperature of pans, and a knife sharpener. I keep there. I basically use 2 frying pans. I have, depending if you speak French or not, the Dubaïer or the Dubaïer. This is a very heavy carbon steel pan. It's deceptively heavy, and it's seasoned. All of that stuff is, I use season a cast iron pan too. So these things will rust if they're not seasoned, and they get better with age. And these are the kind of frying pans that the finest restaurants use. The finest 76-year-old carnivore guys use, and it is something that can become a family heirloom. You pass it on to your kids and your grandkids because they're terrific and they're almost indestructible. But they're not non-stick. Okay, then I just have a ceramic coated pan because I do like non-stick pan, and these ceramic coated ones I think are probably the healthiest and have the fewest Teflon-like chemicals. I get these on Amazon. They're about $29. I use them until they start to discolor like this. I throw them away and buy a new one. But that's about it. That's about it for cookware. I don't need any saucepans, big pots, spaghetti things. I don't ever boil water. I don't do any of that stuff. I've got the basic utensils here, spatulas, tongs. I've got a very diverse selection of knives, but the knives I use mainly are these knives that I get at Sam's Club. They're very inexpensive. These are like 2 for $10. These are very sharp. They're very good quality, and I get them very inexpensively too. I do have this one handmade knife that I sometimes use to cut my steaks. I like it. I used to be a knife collector. It reminds me of my past. And the interesting thing about this is the knife maker's name is the same as my last name, and he was a friend of mine. So I have that unique knife. I have just a nice collection of different shapes and sizes. Here's a knife I haven't used in years, a bread knife. Maybe I'll cut down trees with it. And that's about it for the knife department. Over here, I have a various assortment of water bottles and coffee things, and my Keurig coffee maker. I have that. I have something that I use a lot, which is my vacuum sealer, and my microwave, which, I hardly use at all anymore. Moving on to the refrigerator and the freezer, I keep a very interesting looking freezer. If we look in the freezer, I have, these are all beef ribs that were cut off of the big prime rib roasts that I bought when Publix had that big sale. I'll throw these in the crock pot and cook them up kind of like the rib roast or the chuck roast or the chuck steak. And then the most important thing in the freezer, bacon. And this bacon is Wright's hickory real wood smoked, very, very thick, if you can see how thick those slices are, that I get in the Sam's Club. This is 4 pounds of bacon here, and you get 2 of these for about $15. So it is the best, and it does not have any crap in it that I can see. And I always stay ahead of it and keep this stuff in the freezer. Down at the bottom here, if you look over here, you'll see stacks of hamburger. See that? Yeah, stacks of hamburger back there. I got a video, if I haven't put it out already, but I have a video that I'm putting out on how I go to Aldi's, buy this hamburger, package it in these 1-quart little Ziploc bags, a pound, exactly a pound, and freeze them like this. And I get 10, 11 of these packages out of every little trip to Aldi's. This is a bone-in ribeye that is one of the Publix ones that I get. And when I vacuum seal these, I mark every package with the date. This came from February. It's a ribeye, and I weigh them 19, so I know exactly what it is. They stay good for a long time. Here's another little pile of half a dozen ribeyes ready to use. This is one of those humongous this is 3 pounds, 6 ounces. This is one of those big chuck steaks that I use in the slow cooker that I get at Sam's Club. It's good for self-defense and home defense too. Then I have some chicken. I don't eat a lot of chicken, but I do buy the fresh chicken wings at Sam's Club, and I freeze them in packages of 6 or 7 wings and throw them in the air fryer. And sometimes I have chicken thighs around, sometimes not, but I just don't eat a lot of chicken. In the door of my freezer here, I have fish. So I might have some wild-caught salmon. I love that stuff. I have some mahi, stuff that I buy at Sam's Club. I have frozen shrimp, and one of my favorite things to eat is smoked salmon, and I always keep a bunch of this smoked salmon on hand, and that's it for the freezer. The most single unused refrigerator on the planet Earth. There you go. That's what I have generally in my refrigerator. Nothing in that drawer, nothing in that drawer. And the only thing that's in here right now are some bottles of San Pellegrino, which I like to mix with my electrolyte powder, and it gives me a slightly sweet, because the electrolyte powder I use has a touch of stevia, but not too much. Nice drink, which I like to sip on. And one of these containers with my slow cooked chuck in it that I just made yesterday and I'm going to eat today. So normally what my refrigerator looks like would be always bacon and eggs ready to go. This is a package of the Wright's bacon that I put in the freezer, and these come 2 to a package, so they come stuck together. So the one that I showed you in the freezer was the other one that comes in a package, and it had the label that said Wright's bacon, and then on this one on the back is the nutritional information, and there's basically nothing in this. It does have 80 milligrams of potassium per slice, which is nice. But other than that, there's no vitamin D, calcium, iron. There's no carbohydrates. There's no nothing in this. This is the tastiest, best tasting, thick, juicy bacon that I've ever eaten in my life. And it's not expensive either. Not expensive. When you look at it per pound, it's less than $2 a pound. Can't beat that. So that's there. The eggs I've been eating are these, I get them at Sam's Club. They're pasture raised. They say pasture raised. It says freedom to roam. And it also says fed no animal byproducts, which is as close to what I'm looking for as you could get rather than buying them from a farm, because most of these cage-free and other kinds of eggs always say 100% vegetarian fed. And that to me is bullshit, because chickens are supposed to not be vegetarians. They're carnivores like all other birds, and they're supposed to be out in the pasture, rooting around, eating grubs and worms. So I'm hoping that these are as good as I can find as far as eggs go. In the door of the fridge is the butter. Always got the butter. I use the Curry Gold. I have ghee. I have a jar of mayonnaise that I don't know when the last time I used that. I probably ought to throw it away. I have a tub of bacon grease right here. Some lemon juice that I haven't used in years. I need to throw that away. A bottle of filtered water. Down here, butter. I have a brick of cheddar cheese, which I bought a while ago, and so far I haven't had the desire to open it. I always keep the Curry Gold butter on hand. This little gizmo right here is a thing I got on Amazon to catch bacon grease. It's got a filter and it's always full, and I always dish it out of here and put it in. I don't know why I'm saving it. One of these days I'm gonna get adventurous and try to make some mayonnaise out of bacon grease and eggs and use it in some tuna salad, because I like tuna salad. But that is a handy thing when you're cooking bacon to use, and that's it. That's the refrigerator, folks. Okay, all houses have pantries, and so do I. I have all of this, and that's a lot of storage space. None of it is used for food except these top two. So let's see what I got in there. This is what I keep in the house for food. And starting from here, I have sardines, anchovies, tuna. These are pork rind crumbs. They call it pork panko. I get them from Amazon. And I use them primarily to fry fish. And I can fry fish in all that bacon grease that I save. And you coat it, you dip it in an egg, you coat it. I'm going to make a little video about how to do that, but this stuff is really good. I got some tuna here, got some olive oil, which I never use anymore. This is regular salt. This is Redmond's real salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. And this is a tub of smoked sea salt. Don't use that very much. I bought it because I thought it'd be tasty. Don't notice much of a difference. And there's the Himalayan salt. I have pork rinds, which I'll make a whole video on what I use pork rinds for. And some lemon juice that I bought because I used to mix lemon juice and water, throw some stevia in it, and I thought it was a nice drink. But I've really cut back, and I don't use any artificial sweeteners, any stevia, other than the tiny little bit that's in the Electrolyte drink that I use. So that's it. That's all I have. So between this empty pantry, without a single carbohydrate in the whole thing, and that empty refrigerator over there, it would seem that I'm starving to death. And the reason these things are empty is that used to be because if I had it in the house, I would eat it. Now I said used to be, because now I don't have it in the house. Because magically, like I've said, over the past year, I've lost all interest in any of that stuff. And I look forward to only eating this. That is what I'm becoming addicted to. And that's the whole point of this exercise. Now, I don't want you to think that I don't have a lot of food around the house based on what I just showed you, because I don't want you to think I'll starve to death. But out here, outside in my little storage area, I have this thing. And this thing here is full of steak. Oh, wow, that's heavy. These are bags that go down like 3 layers deep. And these are steaks that I put away when I get them on sale. This one is from March. It's a 1 pound strip steak. I have steaks like this. This is a 1 pound 3 ounce ribeye. And again, I write on the label where I got it, how much it weighs. Doesn't take long. I'll probably do a video about how I package this stuff. And I've got enough meat in here that I pretty well stopped buying it, because I don't want it to get too old. And I've got some stuff in here that's probably 5-6 months old now. So I've slowed down on buying it. And if they have a big sale at Publix, I'll buy 100 pounds maybe. Maybe 200 pounds if it's like $5.99 a pound of these big rib loins, and cut them up, or have the butcher cut them up into steaks for me, or take the big racks of bones from them, and you could make bone broth, make soup, or you could make in the slow cooker some braised beef ribs. At any rate, that is it. And I've got a generator to run both my refrigerator and this freezer if we have a storm or something like that. So this old guy is pretty well set. And the reason I can be pretty well set, and I don't need to worry about my vegetables going bad, the reason I can be as well set and secure in food as I can is that I don't need all of that other shit that goes bad. So that's it for now. See you in the next one. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.